Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some pretty crazy news where people are actually now getting a little bit upset over here with the Xbox, where one of the brand new consoles, the Xbox Series S, is actually going for a price increase. Now, this is kind of throwing some people off because technically the Xbox Series S is meant to be the cheaper and more accessible console, but as of right this second, we are now seeing the Xbox Series S actually being worth more money than the PlayStation 5 Digital, which is arguably a better counterpart and also the better quote-unquote console, not to kind of instigate any fights back and forth, just in terms of spec-wise and value-wise, and even looking at like a lot of American prices-wise. So we're going to go talk about this because it seems like a bigger deal than most people are kind of, well, noticing. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on as we go throughout the video, and of course, give me your thoughts and comments down below. And don't forget, we have the Theragun promotion going on with the hashtag #AdBestBuy for all three of the links if you guys want to go check those out for a nice little holiday present. Of course, we also have the Twitter and Twitch down below if you guys want to follow. And let's dive into some pretty big news. So first and foremost, I'm sure you guys know base level PlayStation 5 Disc Edition, $500. Prior PlayStation 5 Digital was at $400. Same specs, just no disc drive. The new digital is going to be $450. Xbox Series X, $500. Xbox Series S, $300. And obviously, some of these consoles have gone through prior sales. We've seen the Xbox Series S as low as $179.99 on prior Black Friday deals. So just kind of keep that in point as a reference, so it's like a frame of mind. Digital, $400, $450 as of now. Digital or Xbox Series S as low as $180. We've seen a lot of deals for $250, and gift cards are $300 flat. But right now we're seeing a lot of controversy, and although thankfully it's not in America, but right now in other various kind of more of like the, I guess more impoverished countries, we're seeing massive price increases on the Xbox Series S, and people are very curious, concerned, and scared about it. So right now we've been seeing like some more of these kind of viral news going on, where the Xbox Series S grabs a massive price hike and now costs as much as the PlayStation 5 Digital in Brazil, and I believe a few other countries too as well, and Microsoft won't even explain why, and as well, the value in comparison on this is actually upsetting a lot of folks. Now, this is intriguing because the console's been out for like 3 years already, and at the same exact time, the console itself is definitely way not as strong as the current PlayStation. Like, not that they go and have like the back and forth debate, just it is a weaker console. But that's okay, like it has its niche, there's a reason why it's there. So here's like the high level thing for some of these, where game consoles are traditionally more expensive in some like more of South American countries, in places like say Brazil, to the country due to the price of imports on tech. And this also is kind of a running issue we saw a lot in South America. I saw a lot of this stuff when it comes to the PS5 restocking era, where various things in South America didn't get as many imports, and as well, we've also seen some other more kind of like those, like say, like imagine like in Egypt or even some places like India, sometimes because there is either so many people in the country, think India, or as well because it's such a like kind of off the beaten path country, let's say a place like Brazil, in comparison to like America or like the UK, typically prices were a lot higher. And this also leads to a lot of issues, too, where Microsoft is also not as affluent in some of these countries. A good example is Japan, where they've barely sold any consoles in comparison to the PlayStation as well. So the report from The Enemy indicates that Microsoft has raised the price of the Xbox Series S now in Brazil. So let alone the price is already being expensive overall for tech, it's now being more expensive due to actual like global economic price increases. So Microsoft is now recommending retailers sell the Xbox Series S at around $3,599 RS, which is now close to the price of the PS5 Digital Edition. So this kind of high-level stuff, which I'll go break down a little bit throughout this next few minutes, where Microsoft's 2 SKU Xbox model strategy is designed to target lower and higher end points, but that strategy now looks a bit fair, bit stranger in one country. So one thing to note is that it's kind of their price. They want to have a really easy way for people to get to Game Pass, Xbox Series S. That's for like the college kid, that's for the parents who don't want to drop $500 and the kids still want to play with their friends, and that's okay. Or like that's why they're also pushing mobile gaming, pushing Game Pass on TVs, and trying to push for cloud gaming so anyone can go and be a part of it and play Game Pass. They want people on Game Pass, they want to make money. But the Xbox Series S is also very good for like more impoverished countries. Think like in India, think like in Egypt, think like, like, I don't know, like a Ukraine possibly, to just kind of throw out random countries where it may not be like the most physically like feasible and possible to go and spend all that money. Let's say in the UK, if I got to drop $500, or in America, I got to drop $500 for console, that's fine. If you're some places maybe in like, like I don't know, like in El Salvador, it might be a little bit harder, but they still want you to go have that money because they have the servers and data centers up anyway, and they want to keep growing those markets regardless. So news basically showed over here too as well that the Xbox Series S price point from Microsoft is going up. And now we have some of these things over here too, where the Xbox Series S aumenta de preço no Brasil após argente prequete sugerido para varejistas fora de that is horrible. Anyone who speaks Spanish or maybe Portuguese, I believe, probably hates my guts. But it has been confirmed that the Xbox Series S now is going up in price points in other different countries. And basically no one really knows why. Right now, we have the brand new Xbox Series S refresher over here from Xbox. That is the black console with a slightly bigger hard drive. Same with the PlayStation, the new iteration. But we're not really seeing any price increases, just the price is staying the same. So keep that in mind. So basically for this one, they say, and over here saying, at Xbox, we remain focused on offering the best gaming experience at a variety of price points so gamers can choose what best fits their gaming needs and budget, reads the statement. In the coming weeks, we will begin to communicate price adjustments for the Xbox Series S consoles in Brazil. And this is why it's kind of going nutty. Now, we might be expecting this for other countries. We did see PlayStation and Xbox both make statements about a year ago, and Xbox has never kind of backtracked their statements on price increases. Now, as well, some of these kind of consoles are slightly harder to, number one, transport, to make and develop, and I can kind of even see maybe Xbox Series S is going up in specific price points, such as maybe Europe, or other various places such as maybe like Japan or China. America most likely not, because America is always known as like the spending country, where we will most likely have Game Pass, and we will most likely buy individual games such as Starfield or Halo when they come out, or microtransactions or DLCs. Like, we're just known as the big spending stuff, with data to go back that up as well. But it's crazy because the Xbox Series S is known as like the cheaper console. So in this specific case in Brazil, this console is now going to be the same price as the PS5 Digital. Now, that's going to be rough. Like, if I really had to pick and choose between almost any time at all, unless Game Pass was a big factor, I'd probably be getting a PlayStation 5 Digital instead. Mainly because it has just better specs, better hardware. I enjoy more of the PlayStation games, although Game Pass is dope. And if I had to go and have the comparison, it's like I'd rather have a PS5 than a Switch. Now, some people really like Nintendo games, other games, whatever, but just for my overall gamingness, I'd rather have a PlayStation. That's kind of how I'd pick and choose at the end of the day. Now, for the Xbox Series X, though, it's completely different. It's all more to preference, like spec-wise and hardware-wise, it's the same. But the Xbox Series S, as a slightly weaker console, it does make it a lot harder to justify the fact that the price points are even going up. So while the console remains an important part of the Xbox ecosystem, we will continue to offer great games, skills, and options for gamers in Brazil so they can play how they want. The enemy notes that prior to this price increase, the Xbox Series S was available between $2,000 and $2,500, but now the console will be now listed at a suggested retail price of $3,600, which is around the retail price of the original PS5 Digital Edition model. So let's, for comparison-wise, $400 in case you guys are curious. This price increase is only applying to the white 512GB Xbox Series S and not the 1TB black model, which is intriguing too because I think the 1TB one is going to be the more sought after one. It looks cooler and also better internal specs, so it's intriguing to see. When we reached out to Microsoft for comment, the company referred to us as the enemy's article confirming the price hike. And this is where the analysis other folks are saying it's not good, and I agree. Mainly because this is meant to be the kind of somewhat cheaper console and the introduction console. And us seeing this as a whole is kind of on the sadder side. I'm aware that the economy around the world is troubled and different regions have different specific issues, but this seems like a mistake. The gulf between the Xbox Series X and S has been drastically decreased, so it seems far more likely that most players who want an Xbox console will just go and save up a bit more and go for the higher end model, so aka the Xbox Series X. Now, when it comes to this stuff, I'm intrigued. Mainly because, like, I do think the Xbox is a good console. I think the Xbox Series S has its place, but if it's very close to the price point of the X or the PS5 Digital, I'd rather just go buy one of those. I mean, maybe it's like their mindset. Maybe they want to go make more money off of those consoles, or anyone who buys the S, they say, whatever, we're going to make our extra money from that. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I understand the mindset. I don't think I approve of it, though. I don't want someone to have to spend extra $100, especially in Brazil, where money is a little bit more harder to come by. But this is actually a potential issue, because we don't want to see the price increase in the Xbox Series S in other countries. Now, this may just be an import issue. It may just be an overall whatever issue. It might be a holiday issue as well. But I don't like the fact that Xbox is trying to go increase their prices for a 3-year-old, also mid-tier console. Now, if it's the Xbox Series X or PS5, sure, I can maybe see it. for other issues, semiconductor, transporting, whatever. But I don't think the Xbox Series S kind of deserves a price in point, especially with a lot of games almost trying to go and avoid the Xbox Series S at this point and try to go and work around it. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Definitely go check out the Theragun promotions with Best Buy, #ad, #Best Buy partner. We also have a cool Best Buy promotion coming up soon. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.